Welcome back, everyone, to a new box office breakdown show here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, I am breaking down the box office of this past weekend, the final box office weekend in the month of July, which was July 25th to the 27th, 2025. We're going to look at the overall numbers, both domestic and worldwide this year, preview all of the movies that are hitting theaters in August of 2025, and also previewing my upcoming videos here on the YouTube channel. So my name is Max Dinnenberg. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show. If you're new, please, guys, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell if you're new. I do this show every single Monday. I do out-of-theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and movie plus TV show reviews. So if you like any one of those things, consider subscribing and ringing the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What did you see in theaters this past weekend? What are you going to see this upcoming weekend? What is your favorite, most anticipated movie that's coming out in August? I'd love to have your conversation with you guys down below and respond to every single comment. And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Helps me get my videos out there to more people. So without further ado, let's get into the past weekend's box office, which was from July 25th to July 27th, just domestically. And that is, again, US and Canada. And Fantastic Four, The First Steps is the movie that did obviously open at number one. It opened to 117.6. Now, this movie did do slightly less than Superman, both worldwide and domestic, for its opening weekend. People did not think this coming into this weekend because Fantastic Four had made the most amount of money on Thursday night previews of the year. It made $25 million on that Thursday night. And that was the most by, again, any movie this year. So it was really tracking closer to a movie like Lilo and Stitch for its opening weekend, which was near the 160s. I think people thought this could get to 140 opening weekend. Again, Superman got to 125 for its opening weekend, but it took a 42% dip from Thursday night showings to the Friday and Saturday, which was very shocking. It did very well Thursday and Friday. It didn't really have a great weekend. It had a good weekend, not a great weekend. The movie did cost $200 million. So it really needs to make around 500-ish, like 500 to 550 in order to break even. Now, so many people who are the Marvel versus DC fan club want to have complete definitive answers. And again, I don't think it should matter. I think everyone should want most movies to succeed at the box office. Superman did beat Fantastic Four worldwide by around 20 million, and it beat it domestically by 7 million. Now, the numbers were pretty equally strong for the move for Fantastic Four, both domestic and internationally. Because it made 218 overall for the weekend. So Superman's biggest problem, and we'll get to it, is its international box office. Fantastic Four, again, currently at 218, really needs to hit 5 to 550 in order to break even. There are no big like movies hitting theaters in August. So it'll be very interesting to see how Superman and Fantastic Four continue on. This is not that easy slam dunk. Now, Fantastic Four First Steps currently really needs to be the total of like 400 million. It needs to be Captain America's Brave New World 413 just to be the highest grossing Marvel film of the year. But out of the three Marvel films, none of them are going to make $1 billion, just like even though Deadpool Wolverine made $1 billion last year. And now there will be no more Marvel films until next year, where there's Spider-Man towards the end of the summer and December, the first of the two-part Avengers movies. So Marvel will now regroup from the film's perspective and try to make sure they get back to 2019 level peak as they have their fourth Spider-Man film coming off $1 billion and their first Avengers film since Endgame. So next year could be one of the most important years in the history of the MCU. Superman did come in at number two. It did take its first major really dip at the box office. It dropped 57%, another 24.8 million, 289 domestic. It's currently up to 502 worldwide. Now, this movie needs to make more than Fantastic Four just to break even. The fact that this movie is only at around $500 million is not great for Superman. This movie that costs around 225, and that's reported by Gunn himself. Reports are it's closer to 300 million. So I just kind of put in the middle around 260, 275. This movie needs to make at least like 620, 650 just to break even. And this movie is probably not going to get there. And already, it was already going to be compared to 2013's Man of Steel. Man of Steel back in 2013, without adjusting for inflation, made 670 worldwide. Superman will not get there. Now, again, this is not an embarrassing box office to where DC and Warner Brothers are going to reconsider Gunn running the studio. But again, this is supposed to be one of their A characters. Superman and Batman are the two most famous characters in DC's catalog. And Gunn doesn't really have plans at the moment for Batman, while the Matt Reeves stuff, which is again not associated with James Gunn, has its sequel coming in a couple years. That movie made close to $800 million. So again, Superman's never been a character that's made $1 billion. But this was supposed to do, I think, more than that. I said if it was in the 500s, that would not be good for Superman. It currently just passed $500 million. It really needs a six in front of it to not be as bad as people are expecting. So we will see if Superman can at least make another 92 million at the box office. But again, we will see. Quietly doing pretty good at the box office again is Jurassic World Rebirth, which is in its fourth weekend. It dropped 45%, 13 million, and quietly now it has made over $300 million domestically. It's doing even better internationally. That's the difference. Jurassic World and Superman are only $12 million apart in its domestic numbers, but Jurassic World has made 416 million internationally. Superman has only made 213. It's basically doubled Superman's international total, and that's why Jurassic World has already crossed $700 million worldwide. This will not be a $1 billion movie. So we'll end the streak of the last three, which all made $1 billion for Jurassic World. But this is still a great number for the franchise as they will continue on. F1 is also doing very good at the moment from Apple and Warner Brothers. In its fifth weekend, it only dropped 36%, 6.3 million, 165.6 domestic. This is actually doing quite well at the box office, has very similar numbers to Superman overall. And F1, they announced today that it will be re-released in IMAX theaters in August. So there's still going to be more money to be made for F1 before it hits digital. And wrapping up the top five is Smurfs, which dropped 51% in its second weekend, only 5.4, 22.7. These are, again, not good numbers. I know what you did last summer dropped worse than Smurfs. They have basically they both made over just over 5 million for the weekend, and both are sitting around $23 million domestically each. Both not great numbers if they want these two franchises to continue. Looking at the domestic numbers so far this year, as you can see, Minecraft is at 1, Lilo and Stitch at 2, Jurassic World joining $300 million club for the domestic total, Superman 289, Sinners at 5, How to Train Your Dragon at 6, Captain America Brave New World at 7, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning at 8, Thunderbolts in its entire run made 190 domestic, as F1 is currently sitting at 165. You see down the list, Fantastic Four, sorry, you don't see it. It's at 12 right now with 118. So again, we're going to watch the second weekends. There are no clear winners and losers off of one weekend for the most part. Fantastic Four and Superman are still things in progress, and we're not really going to know the final answer on if these movies did great, not great, embarrassing in weeks to come. So stay tuned for that here on the channel. Looking at the worldwide numbers, Lilo and Stitch again did cross $1 billion. Minecraft is at 3. Jurassic World, like as I said, breaking $700 million, 718. It's at 4. How to Train Your Dragons over 600. It's at 6. Sorry, at 5. Mission Impossible is at 6. F1 now has crossed $500 million. It had a near $200 million budget. So again, these are very good numbers, solid numbers for F1. Not great, but due to Apple's prior movies, this is a massive success for Apple. Superman is also just crossed 500. It's at 8. Captain America Brave New World is at 10. So that wraps up the July era of box office here on 2025. As we now look ahead to the movies hitting theaters in August. So coming out this week, guys, coming out on Wednesday, beginning Tuesday night showings, is the new body horror film Together, starring Allison Brie and Dave Franco. So technically the movie comes out on July 30th, but Tuesday night showings start on July 29th. For this movie, I am seeing it tomorrow, so I'll have an out-of-theater reaction and more likely a review as well tomorrow here on the channel, maybe Wednesday for the review. Hitting theaters this upcoming Friday is the Naked Gun reboot slash sequel with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. It's getting a lot of press since its original trailer, trying to bring back raunchy comedies back to Hollywood on the big screen. We will see if those type of movies are going to be back or if they are dead for, I guess, a reason, depending on what audiences want. And another movie coming out this weekend is from DreamWorks. The Bad Guys 2 is hitting theaters as well. So we'll see if horror films, comedies, or family films, animated films, can take away major box office from Superman and Fantastic Four. Coming out on August 8th, you have the big horror film Weapons, which is my most anticipated movie of the year. It's hitting theaters August 8th. This is from director Zach Cregger, who had the big hit with Barbarian. He'll see if he can repeat that with a bigger cast, bigger budget, with Weapons. Also hitting theaters on August 8th is Freakier Friday from Disney, starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, the sequel to the 2003 original film. So we will see if, I guess, people my age grew up with it, want to go see it, if this is a franchise that's going to continue on. Could this bring back Lindsay Lohan to the big screen in more films? We will see. Hitting theaters on August 15th is Nobody 2, which is the sequel to, again, the original Nobody, which came out in 2021, kind of during the pandemic. Did quite well on digital. It's getting a big movie release on August 15th. Hitting theaters on August 22nd, we have a couple movies. We have Honey Don't, which is the new film from Ethan Coen, one half of the Coen brothers. This is starring Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, and Chris Evans. Splitsville is also opening on August 22nd. That's also starring Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona. And then hitting theaters to end the month of August, August 29th, you have Caught Stealing, which is the new Darren Aronofsky film starring Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz. And you also have The Toxic Avenger starring Peter Dinklage. That's also hitting theaters on. Sorry, the other movie coming out on August 29th is The Roses, which is the romantic dramedy starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, directed by Jay Roach. So that is all what's hitting theaters in the month of August. It's still technically the summer, but it's really been the dead period. No big blockbusters, as you can see, are coming out. So we will see what becomes sleeper hits in the month of August here on the channel. Tons of videos. I'm seeing a movie Screen Unseen tonight, so I'll have an out-of-theater reaction tonight. A review for that movie will be tomorrow, but an out-of-theater reaction will be up on the channel tonight. Tomorrow, you'll get my out-of-theater reaction for Together. Wednesday, you'll get my review for Together. And I'm supposed to be seeing if the Bad Guys is the Screen Unseen tonight. I'll see Naked Gun this week. Have a review out of theater reaction for that movie. Tons and tons of videos are hitting the channel soon, guys. So please subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys soon.